Okay. A world that doesn't exist anymore, a study of generational animosity. The world is constantly changing and evolving to be better than ever before. Due to increasing intelligence in the form of technology, the current way of living is advancing so rapidly that it is easier to find better and more efficient ways to live. New generations that grow up in these unforeseen times of change are criticized on how they choose to live and react to current issues. Older generations have set unrealistic standards on the young generations that are simply trying to find their way in an ever-evolving world. These unrealistic expectations to live exactly how the older generations did are not practical in a world that is far different than it was back in the day. Now, this is not to simply bash the older generations, thinking that my generation, Gen Z, is perfect and faultless. The issue of animosity lies in the fact that every generation refuses to shift their perspective and acknowledge the world remembered does not exist anymore. This is an issue of understanding and communicating effectively with one another. Both sides of the generational spectrum need to be open to helping each other in these times of change. Well, how are the times different, you may ask? Let's take a look at the statewide impact. From the older generation's point of view, the youth in California grow up living the dream. There's no responsibilities and freedom to do whatever our hearts desire. However, the view could not be further from the truth. Any young adult or teen attempting to find their way in life is bombarded with student loans, high rent, and a lack of jobs due to generational stereotypes that hinder the hiring of young people. After putting years of work into earning a required degree, suddenly a degree is not enough to get the job. Well, back then it was easier for one to provide a home to live in. A house would only cost 2 times the typical annual household salary. But currently, a buyer would have to pay close to 8 times the median household income. Even after factoring in inflation, it is clear the times are not the same. The money which may have sustained a household 20 to 30 years ago would be close to impossible to survive on today. In California alone, 38% of the people aged 18 to 34 live at home with their parents because it is so impossible to pay rent and live on their own successfully. This outdated standard of living creates animosity that it is a constant struggle, not only in California, but it spans the nation. Older generations remember what it was like to be a teenager. They have a desire to share their experiences and their advice with the youth. But thanks to the changing times, the previous standards of living no longer make sense. Frustration from the youth often results in turning to social media for support and validation. Millennials use this technology as a way to band together and make changes for the world. Meanwhile, the boomer generation finds this disrespectful and immature, holding firm to their belief that social media will be the downfall of society. Well, beginning as a small social media joke, the phrase, "Okay, boomer," has sparked a movement that has spread like wildfire across the United States of America. Okay, boomer is the digital equivalent of an eye roll, which is surprisingly not only used towards the boomer generation, but it has been broadened to anyone older than a millennial who states an unpopular opinion. This movement is trending so much so that it has been featured on Jeopardy, has its own merchandise, and the New York Times has published several articles on this topic. Our nation is divided now more than ever. As Christians, we need to look to the Bible on how to handle this issue. 1 Peter 4:12 says, "Do not let anyone look down on you because you are young." But only one chapter later in 1 Peter 5:5, it says, "Likewise, you who are younger, be subject to the elders." This calls for a balance. Each side is to do their best to help one another. Along with these two statements, the Bible also says to love your neighbor as yourself in Mark 12:31. Regardless of your personal feelings towards a group of people, in this case, other generations, calling oneself a Christian requires you to love actively. God has placed elders where they are for a reason, and those who are younger must honor them. As the younger generation chooses to be respectful and honor those who are older, they will expect to be respected in return. Older generations need to not discount the abilities of the young generations, but to encourage the new young leaders God is choosing to use. The call on each side of the generational spectrum means that Christians are responsible for reaching out and loving one another in times of change. New generations will arise with the passing of time, but by both sides working together, the transitions can be smooth and cohesive. Throughout the Bible, God has used young people to carry out an uncompleted call. God will not disregard the call that is on someone's life, but he will use the next generation to take it a step further. Pastor Greg Farrington of Destiny Christian Church has shared many of these ideas in a sermon series called The Anointing. 2 Kings 2 tells the story of Elijah's anointing being passed on to Elisha. Verse 9 shows Elisha asking for a double portion of Elijah's anointing, and it was so. God did not make Elisha go back to the beginning, but he blessed him to continue onward where Elijah left off. This cooperative relationship between generations is only able to happen through each side taking time to invest in the other. The older generation needs to not criticize the young for being passionate and desiring change. They need to encourage. And millennials and Gen Z need to not criticize the older generations for ruining the world, but instead ask them for help in fixing it. The real issue is not who is right or who is wrong, or choosing a side just to diminish the other. This is an issue of not taking the time to invest and understand one another. Blaming one another for the current problems will not solve it, but it will push away the people who can help. Social media movements that degrade another generation, such as OK Boomer, are not the answer, and they only create more problems. But by taking responsibility for previous actions that have caused the world to change, that is the first step in being able to move forward together. This will create a global environment of unity that is both intergenerational and accepting. Second, we need to support another through differences. As new generations find their own identity in this new and ever-changing world, they need support and lots of grace. Both sides desire to have a better world, and the best way to have this happen is to invest. The reality of a better world cannot happen on its own. Change is required now. Thank you.